So Hailey Van Lith is back. Is she back and better than ever? No. But is she back as like a legit WNBA draft prospect? Yeah. Like she looked like a guaranteed coming out of her junior year into her senior, coming out of her junior year in Louisville, going into her senior year. It looked like she was effectively a guarantee to be a first round pick. It looked like Van Lith was going to be a guarantee to be a first round in 2024. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong at LSU. And that is a fact. Was it partially her fault? Yes. Was it partially Kim Mulkey's fault? Yes. Kim Mulkey is a coach. She will basically try to always mold you into her system. It's like players, if you show up to a Kim Mulkey team and you can't shoot, you are leaving not being able to shoot. She's not a development coach. She's a good coach as far as winning is concerned. But like, it's just about winning in college. It's not about player development. It's not about a lot of other stuff. And for me anyway, I thought it was like a given that Hailey Van Lith was going to hoop. Like, I had a video here. Hailey Van Lith will bounce back to stardom for TCU this year. And that is pretty much what we're getting from Hailey Van Lith. So, Hailey Van Lith had her first ever double-double with assists in college in a huge win for TCU. And look at how she reacted to this. And this is the reaction of somebody that is just, it's happiness, relief, it's everything. It's somebody who you can tell has got their confidence back, and you could tell this is like the reaction of somebody who, not that they believe the negative stuff about them, but like went from being at the top to going off every draft board, being like completely looked over, to going to TCU where they were unranked when realistically they should have been a top 15 team, like all of this stuff, and then they have a double-double against NC State, who are a ranked opposition.
Did I get a double-double? No, Frankie. Oh, I'm gonna cry.
You've never done that in your life. Good job, kiddo. The playmaker, she's being unleashed. Good job. You're just getting started, kiddo.
Damn.
You've had 19 assists. You've had 19 assists in your last 2 games. Good job. Proud of you.
Thank you, guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bill for it.
Yeah.
And this is something that I'm so happy to see with Hailey Van Lith, because Hailey Van Lith was, like, if you guys don't know, at 17 years old, there were realistically 3 elite guards in that class of 2020. In the class 2020, there was Caitlin Clark, there was Paige Bueckers, and there was Hailey Van Lith. The consensus was Paige was the best of them all, and then it was who is better, Caitlin Clark or Hailey Van Lith. Hailey Van Lith then was like, was one of the top 5 freshmen in the country. She was one of the top, like she was an All-American as a junior. She was a shoo-in, and she's made a horrible decision to go to LSU, where everything that could go wrong did go wrong. People said she couldn't play the point. She went to LSU to prove she could play the point. The problem is she is a different type of point guard. She is a playmaking shooting guard. She's a good passer, but she is a score-first point guard. Whereas Kim Mulkey's system, point guards, her job was to dribble the ball and pass the ball to another scorer. Get the ball into Angel Reese. They play with 2 bigs and Anissa Morrow. So, like, they play with 3 non-shooters in the floor at all time. Like, it was a team that was just never going to fit. And it was never going to fit at what Hailey Van Lith wanted to do. And it just didn't work out. She went to TCU with a coach who plays a system that really suits her, with a 24-year-old that beats up an 18-year-old in Sedona Prince playing center, who is just one of the best players in college basketball. And when you've got Hailey Van Lith now running the one, anyone who said she couldn't run the point, like this TCU team, who people thought weren't going to do anything. People thought TCU were going to be a poor team this year. People thought TCU I think they were like ranked preseason, right, like 11th in their conference. Like, no, they are a team that on their day they could go and mess about and make the Elite Eight. They could go and mess about and make the Final Four. If they're going to make the tournament, obviously. And that's what people were saying. They were like, oh, their goal should be to make the tournament. Man, if I'm TCU, my goal is to win the whole thing. South Carolina are not as good as they were last year. UConn are good, but we haven't seen them tested yet. Notre Dame might be tough. Like, there's a lot of good teams. They're not going to win it all, but if I'm TCU, I'm confident. I'm going into every game trying to win. And with Hailey Van Lith, she is right now, I think if the draft was to be done today, I think Hailey Van Lith's a second rounder. She can play her way into being a first round because for me anyway, I don't think the likes of Georgia Amore and Rory Harmon are players that are that much better than Hailey Van Lith. I don't think they're better than Hailey Van Lith at all, to be honest. Like, they're different type of players. They're more traditional point guards. They're more traditional guards, but they're smaller than Van Lith. Like, they're 2 inches shorter than her. And yeah, I get it. Van Lith is not the greatest defensive player in the world, but we've seen at the Olympics, she is one of the better offensive players. She's one of the better offensive guards. And in a system with space, in a system that will allow her to attack, she can be a freaking devastating guard. Like, if I'm Indiana and Kelsey Mitchell walks, or Kelsey Mitchell's gone and you've done something to get rid of Kelsey Mitchell, if she wants to go and you've traded her for somebody, you need a bucket getter in your team somewhere. And Caitlin Clark, as much of a bucket getter as Caitlin Clark is, she's not this isolation scorer bucket getter. The Fever don't have that, other than Kelsey Mitchell. I'd take a swing in the second round on Hailey Van Lith. If you're a team that likes to play, for lack of a better word, like smash mouth basketball, you've got double bigs and you want a point guard to just slow it down and pass into your bigs, like LSU, where do not have Hailey Van Lith. Like, do not take her. Like, if you're the Sky, even with a second or third round, don't take her. She's never going to make your team, or she's not going to make your team better. But if you're a team that plays fast, if you're a team that needs a creating point guard, if you're a team who needs that's a spark plug off the bench to just go get buckets, Hailey Van Lith can do that. She is a hooper. She is an absolute hooper. But people had her not being drafted going into this year. And I said this with TCU, or at the start, like during that video, that Hailey Van Lith there's no way Hailey Van Lith doesn't go back to the way she was. Like, she was just in a bad situation in LSU, and like she didn't forget how to play basketball. She hooped as well with the with Team USA, and yeah, she can still do it. But again, I made the video and being like, Hailey Van Lith should be a star, being like, oh, the high school rankings, go away from it. The amount of these comments that were Hailey was title chance and no big deal is what it is. She isn't ranked because of her size. To be fair, these aren't too bad. LSU destroyed her career. Hailey Van Lith made a deal with Mookie to go to LSU if she could play point guard. Like, no, they didn't destroy her career. They basically destroyed the reputation. They had one bad year of her career because of playing for Kim Mulkey. It was a bad year. Her career was not destroyed. She's 23 years old. She'll be back, and she will be a WNBA player. Again, do I think she's going to be a WNBA star? No. But she will be a WNBA player next year. I can almost guarantee it. And I think she is close. I think she's a second round pick right now. I think she's edging towards being a first round pick, closer than she is towards dropping into the third round.